He's the grocer who can groove, a rock fan, and the sharp-dressed man. From Festival Foods, Shawn Sanders, welcome to the DWOS Diaries, my brother.
Oh, good to see you, Shawn. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. So let's jump right to it. Take me back, 2012. I know you danced in 2013, but as we all know, it's about a year-long process. So you are first reached out to in 2012, and I remember meeting you in your office at the festival headquarters, but I believe you'd been contacted previously somehow, some way, because I don't think I was the first one to ask you. Somebody had referred your name to me. So do you remember at all how your name came about to be a part of this, and what was your reaction when that happened?
Yeah, I think everybody obviously wanted Mark Scogan to do it, and then I knew we knew that wasn't going to probably happen. But Nick Arlt, who many of you know, Nick pitched it to me, and I thought about it. And the cool thing about festival is Mark and his family has always encouraged us to get involved in the community. Not only supported us, but be like, no, get active, get involved, do some things, and we'll find ways to support you. And I thought, well, this would be kind of a fun way. Sue watched the show. My wife Sue watched the show on ABC all the time, and I'm thinking, well, that should be fun. I'm sure I can dance, and little did I know I couldn't. But Nick was the one who initially pitched it to me, and that really just kind of got me thinking. And then all of a sudden, I was like, holy crap, I really am doing this thing.
Had you had any knowledge of the local event prior to that at all?
I knew of it. I was not really involved in it, or I never attended it, but I really didn't know what I was signing up for. I mean, like I said, you got me at a good time, and um, had I known it was going to be as difficult to learn, I don't know, or the time commitment. It was pitched really well that this is going to take some time, but I think like anyone else, I'm like, I'll figure this out. We'll make it work. And all of a sudden, all those months later, there's 1,000 people there, I think, and you're on stage.
Absolutely. So late in the recruitment process, we landed Betina Driver, and it was announced that she would dance with none other than her husband, Green Bay Packer legend and Dancing with the Stars champion, Donald Driver. What did you think when you heard that news?
Well, I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, growing up in Green Bay, everybody knew Donald, and he was always in the community and always having fun and that big smile. And I'm thinking, well, that'd be fun. Well, at least we'll get to meet Donald, I'm guessing, throughout this whole thing. So that was neat. My boys at the time were, I would say, middle of high school. I would say freshmen, sophomores, maybe. And I knew at some point that'd be nice to introduce them and have some fun. And the time we did meet Donald at Lambeau Atrium, he was so gracious, took pictures, and he was Donald. He was smiling, laughing, and making sure everyone was having a good time.
There's the picture right there of
Yeah, there's a
Donald and the
picture right there.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you remember from that night, the kickoff party on the fourth floor of the atrium at Lambeau Field?
I remember thinking, wow, this is a well-run event. We're sitting here at Lambeau Field. Obviously, with Donald being involved, that probably was helpful, I'm thinking. But I remember asking myself, and it was a good welcome to meet everybody. I think everyone was a little uneasy and nervous, but at the end of the day, truthfully, I was asking, what the heck did I get myself into?
No backing out at that point, though, right?
No, you really can't.
So you danced with Jamie Blair. Walk us through when you first met with her and the process then of deciding the songs, the themes, and the styles of your performances.
You know, I met Jamie on the first night we went to, or before that, I think we met I want to say Michael, Jamie, and I and Sue met at a coffee shop, I think Starbucks. And we met and had a conversation and just kind of laid out what this was going to look like. And I remember thinking, well, she seems great. This should be good. And after it's all said and done, I think she was probably the best person to dance with for me, because I didn't know how to dance. I certainly didn't know how to count 1, 2, 3, 4 dance. I basically memorized my routines, which is probably cheating, but that's okay. And I probably made dancing with me very difficult for her, but she was great. She wanted me to do well, and she goes, I'll figure this out. So I think she was a perfect dance partner for me. And then at the end of the day, our music selection, you know, I really wanted to be something that was fitting. I'd rather have a nice rock song or try to fit something in to more what I listen to. But I wanted to be appropriate for the crowd too. I knew who we were dancing in front of. So they picked, Michael and Jamie picked out the song. I don't even know the name of the song for my tango, I believe is what that dance was. So I had no input on that. They really wanted to do that, and I was like, all right, that sounds cool. And then we did the ZZ Top Sharp Dressed Man, and that was a fun song, and that brought me back, obviously, to some younger days. So I had fun with that, and it's a song everybody knows, and that was The Swing, I believe. I had to look that up this afternoon because I'm thinking, I don't even know the names of the dances. I forgot. But Jamie and Michael were fantastic. I couldn't ask for better people to open up the ballroom to me, or even just show me what to do. Because like I said, I cheated. I memorized everything.
Hey, whatever you got to do to survive, right? The audience doesn't know. They don't know if you're counting or you memorize. They just want to see you look good.
Yeah, right.
So fast forward now to event day, and that brings us to February of 2013. How did you feel? You show up at the Radisson. The event was held at the Radisson. I mean, what are you going through? What are the emotions for you on that day as you get to the venue?
That day of the venue, I remember going to the Radisson, and it's empty, and you're just getting set up. But I was not even nervous, and I really expected myself to be nervous, and I didn't get nervous. So that was a good sign. I felt like it had been many years since I was an athlete and competed in any nature. So it actually felt like a competition where I felt like I was ready to go, and let's go have some fun. And hey, if you mess up, you mess up, and I'm sure we'll make it fun and we'll laugh and it'll be memorable. But very, very fortunate not to. I was nervous all the way up. I'll tell you what. I watched the video today, and I bet you I had a panic attack. So watching it, it was like my heart was beating, and I'm thinking I'd have any of that the day of. So I'm very lucky that way.
Of course, there's the tango right there, and then that was the Sharp Dressed Man song, right?
Yeah, that was Sharp Dressed. This would be the tango. Yeah, but look at that style I got going right.
That's some good form.
Yeah,
that's some good form right there, right?
If you notice, she's holding me up, I
think. And I know that obviously Sharp Dressed Man is ZZ Top song, so I've got another fun photo to share here. I really enjoyed this. And of course, people who are familiar with the event know that the cheering sections will get into your themes and have some sort of table favors or what have you that really fit the theme. So your crew went all out for the ZZ Top. So describe this. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, they all got the ZZ Top beards going on with the glasses, and then life-size cutout heads of myself, which still crop up 7 years or 8 years later, whatever it is, from time to time. And my crew was great. My family came from all over the state. My work family was fantastic. My friends from De Pere here growing up, they came out. They spent money. They donated. They supported me, and honestly, it was just really touching to see how that all went. I'm very blessed with a work family, and friends family. Man, it was amazing. It's a time that I look back on it. I'm so glad I did it. Even though right now, looking back, if someone asked me now, I don't know if I could do it. It's like a different stage of my life, and I'm thinking, man, I'd be nervous. Like I said, I watched those videos today, and the heart was thumping. I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Well, you and the rest of the guys shared a dressing room with Donald Driver. Any special moments you recall from that experience? And I see something over your shoulder there that might play into that.
I got two stories from the dressing room. One is the first one. It was time to get dressed for the performances, and for whatever reason, I remember having it was a guy's side and a girl's side, and it was, I think Donald and I must have danced and Betina around the same time. So Donald said we should probably go get dressed. So we went in there and we're looking to get our tuxes on and stuff. And there's this table in there where you could eat food, and there was this older couple I remember sitting at the table eating a sandwich, and they had no intention of leaving. And Donald looked at me and he goes, "You ready?" I go, "I guess so." And I just remember we dropped our pants, got dressed, and this person just kept eating their sandwich. And I mean, we were just laughing and giggling, and it was kind of funny. But that was interesting. That's funny. That's something I'll never forget, because I was like, I don't know if we should do this. He goes, "Let's do it. 1, 2, 3," and we both just got dressed. So, I mean, looking back, that was a hilarious time. And then the other thing is the jersey. Yeah, I propped it behind me. Little background for you, but it was a special time. I got a picture of me, Sue, Betina, and Donald in there. Put the tickets to the event in there, and then I laid that jersey out at some point on the table, and I'm standing there looking at it. And Donald comes over, and he knows what's coming, right? I'm going to ask him for an autograph, but I don't. I changed it up, and I just said, "Hey, man, do you think Betina would sign my jersey? And he paused for a second and had that Donald Driver smile on his face. And he said, oh, she would love that. And he kind of looked at me like, oh, you got me good on that one. And she ended up signing it, and she signs it 80.5. And I thought that was great. I never once had any intention of even getting Donald's signature. I was going to leave that because it's Betina's event, not his, right?
Yep.
And at the end of the night, he came over and goes, give me that Sharpie. And then he like dressed it up a little bit more. And it's now it's framed, but it's got a good story behind it. But like I said, the drivers were fantastic. They treated everybody like they were part of the family, and that was cool. But yeah, good story with that.
Absolutely. What a keepsake and a great memory, as you said. Of course, the focus is on the fundraising. Dancing is certainly the catalyst, but focus on the fundraising. And you ran a really, really great campaign, bringing in more than $70,000. What was your process for formulating that plan and then pulling it off?
Execution, right? I mean, I work for Festival Foods. That's what we want to do. We want to execute anything we do, and we don't want to just participate. We want to do it really well. Well, we knew it was going to be tough to have Donald and Betina come in second. So we were just playing as hard as we could, and which I thought was really neat is nobody was telling anyone where anyone was at, but we were just going to put our best foot forward. Like I said, Mark Scogan and the festival family, they said, let's do it. Let's go all in. Let's figure out how we can get involved. So I was able to ask a lot of my business partners that I work with, a lot of our vendors, and they were helping in the fundraising. They donated things that we could do. I remember we had cookies for sale, red and white sugar cookies in the store, where we were able to take 50 cents for every package sold and put that towards the funds. We just got really creative in how we did it. And like I said, my family and friends were way more generous than I would have ever guessed, and just really blessed and lucky to have that. But I owe it to Festival to say, let's go all in on this. And that was fantastic that we did that. And I think it was, 70,000 or 72,000. And at the end of the day, that is tremendously humbling to me to think that I just consider myself a regular old guy, and somehow I generated $72,000 with the help of a lot of others, and actually have fond memories and a big smile. And like I said, I don't know how to dance still. I mean, it's a $72,000 dance lesson. I don't remember how to do it.
I always said, as producer of the event, I don't care if you can dance. Can you raise money? That's what was always important to me. And as long as you don't trip over yourself on the dance floor, then I'm good with it.
Right.
So you would return the following year, Dancing with Our Stars 2014, to play a special role in the Grand March. I've got another photo to pull up of that. So explain to me what you are doing here.
What am I doing, huh?
Find my picture. Stand by. Oh, there you are.
Oh yeah, that's a good memory. The following year, so I don't believe the drivers were able to attend that following year, and I believe they're in Texas. And since I was second place fundraiser, I was able to escort PETA, who was coming in to judge that year. So that was a real neat experience. And from watching the show and everything like that, it was a blast. And I got to spend about a half hour with her before the show, just kind of visiting with her. And I joked that she was just so easy to talk to. You don't get to talk to those folks or see them talk on TV, but she was just genuine, easy. She had that accent, and I said, man, you could say anything to any of us. I think if we just smile, it didn't matter what she said. But what a great memory. And then she came back a couple years later again, and we got to see her again after an event, I believe. Yeah, that one right there. And her and Max, that was fantastic. They were just the two of the nicest people that we got the privilege of meeting. And it was just a fun experience. Like I said, who thought that the day I was asked to do it, that it would parlay into getting to mix and mingle with some of these folks that are doing fantastic things right now in their lives.
Well, you are as well. You were fantastic to work with. One of my all-time favorites. I know I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but you know what? Who cares? I pick my favorites. You're always easy to work with, and you motivated me, and hopefully I motivated you at least 1/10 of the amount that you motivated me. So I had a lot of fun working with you, not only in 2013, but in future years. And great to reconnect with you here on the DWOS Diaries.
Yeah, I thank you. The whole event was fantastic. You and your entire team of people that you put together. I mean, I felt like an all-star. Let's just say that. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't comment. The group of people we had that year that I danced, we all had like a special, I'll call it, we just got along really well. So, I mean, we actually had a little bit of fun after. And now when you see these guys out in public all these years later, we don't cross over too much, but you know, like Todd and Betina and Pat and Mary Gronert. I mean, how can you not love Mary? I see Mary in the store and I get hugs galore. And she's just one of my all-time favorite people. And then you got, you know, like Emily, it was fantastic. You see her all over the place and she was fun. And Amy, you know, we just had a great group of people. There's I'd say more than half of us really just, I still see them to this day out in public sometimes. But it's funny, you don't cross over, but what a fun group we had. And we made it fun. We made fun of ourselves and just good people. And then I think we all just respect the fact that we put ourselves on the line to be a little bit embarrassed if we didn't quite do things well. But it was fun. A lot of work, but a lot of fun. Thank you.
Well, I got to ask one more quick question here. So we got the poster up. You holding that red scarf, whatever the heck that is, blanket. Yeah. So what's the story behind that? Did you actually hold that, or is that something that was photoshopped in by Dan Freiball?
No. Dan had me take that and he said, start whipping it around like a bullfighter. And I need some color for this shot. And I remember thinking, are you kidding me? Are you serious? I mean, what is this going to look like? He goes, I'll make you look cool. Don't worry. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So when that picture came out again, I'm thinking, oh boy, what is this going to look like? I mean, because you got to try to still be still and smile. And I'm thinking, I'm not a bullfighter. I'm not a dancer. I'm thinking, what did I get myself into? But it was fun. I have that picture hanging in my workout room here at the house, and I see it every morning, and I tend to chuckle.
Well, you were and will always be the sharp-dressed man. Shawn Sanders, thanks again, buddy. Appreciate you joining us here on the DWS Diaries.
You bet. Thank you. Take care.